Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, this is me, Umar Farooq Sumro, subject teacher of Social Studies SST Class 8. I hope all of you are fine by the blessings of Almighty Allah and by the prayers of your elders. Dear students, it is said that respect everyone and you will be respect. If you give respect to someone, it will be back to you. So that's why respect everyone and you will be respected. Without making any wastage of time, we are going through our lecture number 2 of unit number 2. As I delivered our first lecture, I told you about earthquakes, about volcanoes. In this lecture, we are going to read more about volcanoes and earthquakes, that how do they occur and when did they occur. Okay, so first of all we have to read from here that the landmass that is now first of all listen carefully. Today we are going from your book page number 9 of SST class 8. Our today's lecture is totally based on book page number 9. Okay, so we are going to read from your book page number 9. The landmass that is now the Americas drifted westwards, another section broke off and drifted eastwards. This is turn split into two parts, one going southeast to from Oceania or Australasia. As I told you, it was a plate that called Oceania or Australasia, and the other northwards to form the Indo-Pak subcontinent. Here it bumped into the plates that made up Asia and Europe. This collision slowly pushed up the mountains ranges of the Hindu Kush, the Pamars and the Karakorams and the Himalayas. This plate is still moving and is pushing up the mountains to the north of the subcontinents. Now listen carefully from here that this plate is still moving and is pushing up the mountains to the north of the subcontinent, where these huge rock plates grate against one another deep underground. They cause earthquakes. Volcanoes occur along the line of touching plates. As I told you, today it was our topic to read about volcanoes or earthquake, and I told you a question that we have to read, that how do volcanoes or earthquakes occur. So where these huge rock plates grate against one another, you can watch on your screen book page number 9. You can see the mountains. Can you name the mountains here? Because the name is already written in the heading of here. It is Hindu Kush. Okay, so this plate is still moving and is pushing up the mountains to the north of the subcontinent, where these huge rock plates grate against the another deep underground. They cause earthquakes. Volcanoes occur along the line of these touching plates. Dear students, easy language में इसे हमें समझना है कि जब भी हम किसी दो चीज़ों का टकराव देखते हैं, जैसे हम आसमान में या हवा में जब भी बादल देखते हैं, बारिश होती है, तो बेसिकली हम क्या देखते हैं कि या तो उसमें बिजली होती है या उसमें गरज होती है। क्योंकि लाइट, बिजली की स्पीड लाइट की तेज़ होती है तो वो हमें पहले दिख जाती है, और वॉइस की स्पीड स्लो है, इसलिए हमें थंडर यानी जो आवाज़ होती है क्लाउड्स के मिलने से वो बाद में आती है। ये क्या होता है कि जब आपने सामने से अलग अलग टाइप्स के क्लाउड्स एक दूसरे से टकराते हैं, तो अकॉर्डिंग टू द साइंस, अकॉर्डिंग टू द फिज़िक्स, इसमें जो टकराव के नतीजे में आवाज़ पैदा होती है वो थंडर होती है, गरज होती है, और जो लाइट प्रोड्यूस होती है उसे हम लाइटनिंग या बिजली कहते हैं। ठीक है, इसी तरह यहाँ पे हमने पढ़ा कि जब ये दो प्लेट्स और रॉक्स जो अंडरग्राउंड है, पहले तो आपको ये समझना है कि पहाड़ चाहे जितने भी ऊंचे हों, ये नीचे ज़मीन में भी उतने ही ज़्यादा मजबूती से पकड़े हुए हैं। तो जब ये एक दूसरे से खिंचाव पैदा करते हैं, खिंचाव पैदा करने के बाद जैसे हमने यहाँ पे पढ़ा, दे कॉज अर्थक्वेक्स डीप अंडरग्राउंड, ये बिल्कुल ज़मीन के बहुत नीचे होते हैं, और जब ज़मीन के नीचे से इनमें एक वेव पैदा होती है, एक खिंचाव पैदा होता है, तो ये खिंचाव या ये लेयर, ये वेव जो है ये अर्थक्वेक्स क्रिएट करती है, प्रोड्यूस होते हैं। और वॉल्केनोज भी इसी तरह से होते हैं जब ये प्लेट्स आपस में टकराती हैं। मैंने आपको प्लेट्स के बारे में पहले ही बताया। ओके, सो नाउ वी हैव टू रीड द नेक्स्ट पैसेज। In 1883, the volcano of Krakatoa in Indonesia exploded, wiping out the half of the island. 36,000 people were killed, and a gigantic wave 40 meters high rushed across the Indian and Pacific Ocean. It was a great volcano exploding which wiped out half of the island, and 36,000 people were killed, and a gigantic wave 40 meters high. As you can see here, the two pictures are given. First one is not of the volcano strike, it is of tsunami strike. But as you can see, the strike of tsunami is too high, as you are watching on your screen here. So rushed across the Indian and Pacific Ocean. And the sound of the explosion was heard 4,000 kilometers away, and the dust blown into the atmosphere made spectacular red sunsets across the northern hemisphere for 3 years. डियर स्टूडेंट, सबसे पहले जो 1883 में वॉल्केनो जो इंडोनेशिया की एक स्टेट क्रेकाटोआ में हुआ था, जिसमें 36,000 पीपल किल हुए थे, और उस वॉल्केनो की जो रेंज थी वो 40 मीटर्स हाई थी। यानी अगर आप 40 मीटर्स हाई का कर लें तो इतने यानी वॉल्केनो की फायर थी इसमें। और उस एक्सप्लोजन के नतीजे में जो आवाज़ हुई थी वो 4,000 किलोमीटर्स तक सुनी जाती थी। यानी ये इतना बड़ा वॉल्केनो का स्ट्राइक था जिसकी आवाज़ 4,000 किलोमीटर तक सुनी गई थी, और जिसकी धूल और आग के नतीजे में आसमान बिल्कुल रेड दिखाई देने लगा था। और नॉर्थर्न हेमिस्फेयर के 3 ईयर्स उसके लहर्स जो थी वो देखी गई थी, जो यानी उस एक्सप्लोजन के नतीजे में उस वाटर्स पे, पैसिफिक ओशन एंड इंडियन ओशन पे रिएक्ट हुआ था। Underwater earthquakes and volcanoes occur along the plate boundaries under the sea. Sometimes volcanoes under the oceans build up higher and higher until they reach the surface and form new islands. In your atlas, find groups of small islands in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans which may have been formed in this way. So dear students, we read about the volcanoes and the strike of volcano. It was the biggest volcano strike in 1883 in a state of Indonesia, Krakatoa, that wiped out half of the island, and 36,000 people were killed in this explosion. And the sound of explosion was heard in about 4,000 kilometers away, and the dust blown into the atmosphere made spectacular red sunsets across the northern hemisphere for 3 years. Now we have to read about book page number 10, finding places on a map. As you are watching on your screen here, these two pictures of, one is latitude and the second one is longitude. We will read about them more. And first of all, if we want to find a place on map, we must know about latitude and longitude first. So longitude is a geographical coordinates that specifies north-south position on Earth's surface. Latitudes in an angle which range from 0 degree to 90 degree, but from south to north. As you are watching on your screen, you can see the degree of the latitude. It starts from 0 and ends at 90. Okay, so the degree of North Pole is 90, and the degree of South Pole is 90 also. And the two sides that are, one is south, one is west, and one other is east, so it will be 0, because the work of latitude lies upon south and north poles. Okay, so the degree of latitude is from 0 to 90. Okay, and the second one you are watching on your screen, longitude, is a geographical coordinates which specifies east-west position on Earth's surface. If you want to know about or find any place on map, you must know what is latitude and what is longitude. So I will repeat the same meaning of it again, that latitude is geographical coordinates that specifies north-south position on Earth's surface. Latitude is an angle which range from 0 degree to 90 degree. As you are watching here, I am pointing out it is 0 degree and it is also 90 degree. And the second one is longitude. Longitude is a geographical coordinates which specifies east-west position on Earth's surface. Okay. And latitude and longitude are the units that represent the coordinates at geographical coordinate system. To make a search, use the name of a place, city, state or address, or click the location on the map to find lat-long coordinates. Latitude and longitude coordinate system by means of which the position or location on Earth's surface can be determined and described. First of all, you listen the lecture about latitude and longitude. Try to consider and memorize the meaning of both these terms, latitude and longitude. Dear students, it is time for us to wind up your lecture, and I will give you a small homework that you have to read the previous chapter again very carefully and try to find the answers of question number 1 and question number 2. What causes the extreme temperatures on the different planets of the solar system, and how have the Hubble and Chandra telescopes helped scientists find out more about telescopes? The homework for you is that you have to read chapter number 1 and you have to find answers of question number 1 and question number 2. So today's lecture ends here. We will meet inshallah if God wills in our next lecture. Allah Hafiz.